I don't even know how far back he was. Copenhagen. Because actually I think his swim has improved quite well. As has Sam Long. So I was actually messaging Sam Long. I was like, what do you think you've been doing? Like, tell me all your tips.
In a 1v1, who's winning, you or Lionel?
I mean, obviously I would just be really sneaky and I would just hold on to his feet and then dunk him. I've heard dunking is a really good way of getting past people. Although, to be fair, I think so then it depends on what time frame are you looking at. I'd say over like the last 6 months, I reckon I've improved more than Lionel. From where we both started, he's probably improved more at the moment, but I'm coming for him. I'm going to get you, Lionel. And Sam, I'm going to come and fly past you on the bike because I'm so much more aero. Today wasn't a very good day, but generally swimming has been much better. I actually feel like I've had a good sort of month of much better consistent swimming, whereas I think before I was kind of having maybe like one good session of swimming and then probably like 3 weeks of it being pretty average, whereas for the last month I'd say like all my threshold sets I've been hitting like 120ish pace consistently, which for me is like quite a big step on. And then generally on my not so good days, my not as good swimming has also been faster than it was. So I feel like generally it's all moving in the right direction. Still get days like today where it was a bit pathetic. It's been a bit of a combination of kind of consistent volumes. I haven't been doing mad volume. I've probably been averaging about 26, 27k a week. So just trying to keep that constant. I'm only having 1 day off swimming a week. So I'm swimming 6 times because I think for me that kind of extra feel for the water is quite important. Having sort of 2 really decent threshold sets a week. One of which I'm kind of doing more on my, well, I say on my own, like I'm with other people but they're far too fast, so that's kind of on my own. And then the other thing I've been doing for the last probably 6 weeks or so, I've had someone come and basically pace me through my Thursday threshold set, which has been really helpful. So they've just been kind of setting off in front of me, I'll set off 5 seconds behind and they're swimming at like 120 pace, so I know that I just have to keep them in sight. So having someone who's kind of just ahead of me to chase, I find that's really helpful. So yeah, I think that's probably the main things, the kind of like the consistency, having company that's kind of just that little bit faster to chase. They're a lot faster and they're doing their aerobic swim when I do my threshold, which I have to not think about because that's quite depressing. Where probably I was getting quite frustrated before and then not swimming as well because I was getting frustrated is because all of the people that I swim with every day are much, much faster. So as soon as they start doing threshold stuff, I'm just like miles behind. So I used to find that really easy to lose my head and just then not really be able to swim fast because I was like, oh, I'm so far behind, no one's really looking at what I'm doing, and just didn't enjoy that very much. Whereas now, having this guy that's doing his easy swim while I do my hard swim is good, because yeah, it's just also part of it, I think, is not having to think about what pace am I potentially going or not going, or what rep am I on. He does it all and I just follow. I think Nice is a tricky one to take a proper marker from because it was so dark and the sighting was definitely hard, and I think like the group at the front actually had kayakers kind of showing them a bit more where to go than what we had. All in all, I reckon previously over that kind of 70.3 distance to someone like Nicholas Spirig, I probably would have been losing about 6 minutes or so. So actually to only lose, I think I was 3:50 behind her, especially in those kind of conditions with the sighting and how dark it was, actually I think that is quite a big improvement, as well as because that was also me swimming. I wasn't on someone's feet. I think part of it is if I can get that initial like 400 meters much faster, or be able to kind of be in the right position, because there's definitely something around the tactics and where you put yourself. I think if I can kind of hang on for that first 400 meters, I reckon it does actually generally settle quite a lot, unless it's Lucy Charles. One of the things I was talking to Cos, who coaches us, is trying to work a bit more on that initial bit of speed, but then being able to hold more of my sort of threshold pace to keep it going. So yes, I think Nice definitely showed some improvements, but I'm kind of hoping in Mallorca I'll be able to show more. Very boring 30-hundreds. And the thing I've liked with that is being able to see the progress. So like the first week I did it, I basically did 30-hundreds off 140, and I think that first week I was generally coming in on like 125. And the next week I was swimming a bit better, so I did like 10 on 140. I think I then did like 10 on 135, and then 10 mixing it up. And then the week after that we actually were like, right, we can just go off 135 this time, so then did 135. The next week was then mixing up between sort of 135 and 130. So I think like it's nice, obviously like you wouldn't usually expect to see like loads of progression like that week on week, being able to see some progression, or at least I think also the consistency. Before as well, like I'd probably have some sessions where I'd maybe have like a good first 10 and then the rest of them would be a bit shit, whereas to be able to kind of consistently hold that pace going off those times, I think it's nice to see that improvement. So yeah, like very boring set, but just 30-hundreds. Going into Mallorca, I'm just going to kind of continue doing what I've been doing, so kind of long techie aerobic swim Monday, threshold session Tuesday, long aerobic Wednesday, threshold Thursday, more kind of techie on Friday, and a kind of recovery drill swim in the endless pool on a Sunday. So yeah, we'll probably just continue that, and then the 2 weeks before Mallorca we'll hopefully be in Mallorca with a bit of a group to get a bit more open water in, because I think that's probably practicing the kind of like the starts, the trying to get on people's feet, the kind of how do you stay on someone's feet when you're also trying to sight. So hopefully get a bit of that in as well, and then see how the race goes.
Do you think you've improved?